Shocking discovery. December 2010. A Suffolk County police officer and his K-9 search for missing woman Shannon Gilbert. Last seen running frantically from a client's home in Oak Beach. Instead of finding her, they stumble across something far more sinister. A human skeleton wrapped in burlap, half buried in the brush along Gilgo Beach. 3 more bodies are found nearby within days. What began as a missing person search has just uncovered a serial killer's dumping ground. The first 4 victims, all women in their 20s who worked as online escorts, were discovered along Ocean Parkway in close proximity. They became known as the Gilgo Four: Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, Maureen Brainerd Barnes. Each woman had disappeared after arranging dates through Craigslist. All were strangled, wrapped in burlap, and hidden along the desolate beach road. The similarities in the victims and the disposal method were unmistakable. A serial predator was hunting sex workers on Long Island. Investigators expanded the search in 2011, and the horror only grew. 6 more sets of remains were discovered between Gilgo Beach and nearby areas, including Jessica Taylor, dismembered in 2003, with partial remains later matched to a torso found miles away. An unidentified Asian male dressed in women's clothes. A female toddler around 2 years old. An unidentified woman, dubbed Peaches for her peach tattoo, along with partial remains of a woman dubbed Fire Island Jane Doe. All told, the search uncovered at least 11 victims. Women, a child, and a man. The public was horrified. Police were overwhelmed. And the killer, now known as the Long Island serial killer LISK, was still out there. Ironically, the woman who triggered the discovery of the Gilgo Beach graveyard, Shannon Gilbert, was not officially linked to the serial killer's victims for years. Shannon's remains were found in 2011 in a marsh near Oak Beach. Police initially ruled her death an accident, suggesting she ran into the marsh, got lost, and drowned. Her family disagreed, insisting she was murdered. A private autopsy suggested signs of strangulation. Shannon's case remains a point of controversy. Was she another victim, or did her disappearance simply lead to the discovery of others? In the years that followed, investigators chased countless leads. Was it a Long Island resident, familiar with the secluded areas? A law enforcement officer, able to evade detection? A client of the victims blending into the sex work scene? Internet forums exploded with speculation. Profiles of possible suspects circulated, but no one was charged and the case grew cold. In 2022, a new task force formed under Suffolk County's new police commissioner and district attorney. They focused on old evidence, including phone records that showed a suspect had used burner phones to arrange dates with the Gilgo Four, then taunted one victim's family with cruel phone calls. They traced these phones to cell towers near one man's residence and office, Rex Heuermann, an architect living in Massapequa Park, Long Island. In July 2023, authorities raided Heuermann's home. Inside, they found over 200 guns, a locked safe with disturbing materials, and evidence tying him to at least 3 of the Gilgo Four murders. DNA from a pizza crust discarded by Heuermann matched hair found on one victim's burlap. He was arrested and charged with the murders of Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, and Amber Costello. He remains the prime suspect in Maureen Brainerd Barnes' murder. Neighbors described Heuermann as a quiet, odd man who kept to himself. He worked as a Manhattan architect and had a wife and children. Investigators allege he lived a double life, a family man by day and a sadistic killer by night. Court documents revealed his disturbing online searches, including torture fantasies and child exploitation materials. Key points investigators used to tie Heuermann to the murders included burner phone data placing him near victims and near Gilgo Beach, DNA evidence from pizza remains and hair, witness reports matching Heuermann's vehicle to descriptions given by those who last saw victims alive. Internet records showing obsessive searches about the Gilgo case. Despite the arrest, major questions remain. Could there be more victims than the 11 found? Was Heuermann working alone, or could others be involved? What about Shannon Gilbert? Was she a victim of the same killer or a tragic coincidence? Are there still unidentified remains in the area? For over a decade, Gilgo Beach cast a dark shadow over Long Island. Women working in the sex trade felt targeted and abandoned. Families of victims lived in agony, desperate for answers. The arrest of Rex Heuermann finally brought hope, but also fresh terror that the quietest neighbor could be a monster. Today, Heuermann awaits trial. Investigators continue to scour the evidence, hoping to connect him to other murders or clear long-standing mysteries. As the legal process unfolds, the Gilgo Beach case remains a stark reminder of the dangers faced by vulnerable women and how long justice can take. The sands of Gilgo Beach may hold more secrets. Until every question is answered, Long Island's nightmare isn't truly over.